Something very nefarious happened to the Brazilian football team. It caused a national commotion, but for some weird reason, it wasn't talked about internationally. Yo, Zillion X here. Today we are going to be talking about the most bizarre story of this year so far. It's not about wars. It's not about Cuck King Jeremy Hambley from the quartering. No, it's her, the young woman who tried to destroy the sacred mantle, the official uniform of the Brazilian football team. But who is this young woman? Who is this bizarre figure? Who is Rachel Dente? Her name is Rachel Dente. According to LinkedIn app, Rachel is graduated in graphic design for the University of Brasilia, did internship in the Royal Academy of Art in Haia, Netherlands. In 2018, she went to work in a studio called Sagmeister and Walsh in New York. In 2021, got into Nike in Portland, Oregon, whereas she today lead the design collection for the Asian Pacific and South America. I tried to find further information about this figure, but there is nothing there. No apparent age or other things. But what I did find is the usual behavior of the classic leftist woke mob. So let's dive into what type of person she is. The controversy. Well, if there is something that you can't touch in Brazil, that's football. You can steal public money, do the most nefarious crimes in human history, and be the most corrupt country in the world. But you cannot, by any means, mess up with football. And on the 21st of March, 2026, this new version of the main starter for the national football team was presented to the public. And this, my friends, was the ultimate insult to any Brazilian ever in existence. In the video of the introduction to the kit, the so-called designer says the rationale behind her decisions to change the national team kit. From allusions to the martial arts of capoeira to other alienated concepts, she blatantly lied about something. She literally fabricated this out of nowhere, and somehow it passed through her bosses, and not a single soul told her to stop. She said that Brazilian people since forever, in the stadiums, on the streets of Brazil, would chant and shout the words, "Vai, Braça." This, of course, caused an uproar in the whole of the country. Not a single soul anywhere ever said Vai Braça or called the national football team as Braça. This is something that never existed in the history of the sports in the country. For the worst part, she put Vai Braça on the socks and on the label of the shirt. This is a blasphemous act which is not forgiven by the Brazilian public. The advert from Nike. Rachel Dente was not happy with only changing the design of the national kit mantle. Oh no, she wanted to change it all, the whole culture of Brazil. The Brazilians have always been portrayed as happy and warm people. Even though the worst crimes in humanity happens in the country on a daily basis, the portrait of Brazilians have always been this way. People who smile and are warm to others. Not to Rachel, no. The famous line, "Joga bonito," which is play beautifully. Play football with happiness in their feet are now changed into Joga sinistro, which in correct translation means play sinister. Nike sold outside of Brazil as scary good, and that's not true. Sinister means something evil, dark, diabolical, which it was the mentality of this campaign. As in this advert, it can be seen the happy tunes that used to be part of a multi-champion team of 5 World Cups. The happiness, the light feet, the dribbles and flamboyance of the Brazilian football. Now the symbol, a canary for the Brazilian team, turns into a scary crow. The music becomes distorted and demonic. All dark, heavy clouds, heavied atmosphere. The Brazil way is dead. It's deep in darkness, and then, that's it. It's the new way, a concept made by Rachel Dente and her team. The Red Away Kit. The controversies are endless with Rachel. At first, she tried to bring a full red shirt as to replace the away kit one, which is blue. The shirt would be an all red. Her excuse for such a decision? She used the Pau Brazil explanation. The tree known as Pau Brazil is native to the Brazilian forests. It was the first product exported by the Portuguese colonizers back in the day. It is known for its redness, and the resins were commonly utilized for cloth fabrics. The red type of wood, which looks alike ember, synonymous to the word brasa in Portuguese, gave origin to the name Brazil as the country itself. Suffice to say that the word brasa also refers to brasas, which are embers, the everlasting fire from hell. The all-red kit was of course seen as an abomination by the public in Brazil, whereas there is a deep conflict between people from the left and from the right. Seeing as this all-red kit as an allusion to the left-wing people, a celebration of sorts. Now, are you starting to understand how her diabolical mind thinks? Rachel is well known over the internet on her social media for her affiliations with the left-wing party in Brazil, for having radical feminist ideas, the usual full-on, heads-in woke mob, and she even dresses like the part so you don't make any mistakes on misjudging her. The pronouns? They are all there in her bio over the internet. The blue away kit. Oh, you think you are done with Rachel? Nah, she has other plans for you. As her nefarious plans backfired into her face, the red away kit became blue again. But there is a little middle finger there by her to everyone. A nod in your direction by our infamous Rachel here. Right at the front of the blue shirt, you can see the shadow of an image of a demon. I am not kidding here. Pull the image for yourself right now from the internet. She left the perfect lines of a demon with horns and everything right at the main area of the shirt. By the looks of her, it doesn't surprise me. Look at the Nike advert, the constant drawbacks to the name Brasa, which means ember, which is found in hell. She is bringing the name of her Lord into everything that she does. She brings her political inclinations into it, all packaged into a very dark, subliminal attempt to signal to her people what she is all about. What a bizarre young woman. Her reaction to the backlash. Rachel reacted in the most mockery and obnoxious way. She laughed and told everyone that none of this affected her, that she didn't care about anyone else's opinions, meaning the opinions of a whole country to where she came from. Allegedly, that is. Maybe she came from hell herself. But at the same time, she couldn't resist the temptation and throw it out there that the reason why everyone came at her was because she was a woman. I will leave it at that because I can't even make this shit up. It's just beyond my powers. It's the stupidest shit I ever seen in my life, and these types are all impregnated into every aspect of our societies now. One more thing. Yeah, there is more. Rachel added the Michael Jordan logo art to the away kit. The only national team in the World Cup who will carry the brand of Michael Jordan silhouette in their kit. This is another spit on the Brazilian fans' faces. She just doesn't care though. She never did and she never will. This is clear the mentality of someone who has no values, no respect for another, and will do everything that she can to destroy and annihilate anyone in her path. Brazilian Confederation of Football. The new president of CBF, who administers the football national team, were against Rachel's changes. Even though CBF signed a contract previously to this new president, he was still able to remove the name Vai Brasa from the socks. But it remained Vai Brasa on the inside label of the shirt, and the Michael Jordan logo remains, due to contract terms signed by the previous president. By the way, the previous president of CBF was fired from the job due to allegations of corruption. No surprise there. Outcome. The damage is done. Rachel Denty. What a girl she is. One person managed to cause so much issues, and for a job that was simple. I mean, look at Adidas and how respectful, innovative, and gorgeous their national football team kits are for this World Cup. Nike, on the other hand, hired a diabolical figure who tried not only to tear apart a national culture treasure on the national football team kits, but also tried to change the Brazilian culture on itself as from a happy culture, warm, friendly, and who played football lightly, into a diabolical, leftist, woke, bizarre thing. It's the usual egomaniac who wants to see herself into everything, the heavy, dark-clouded, angry young woman who hates the world, even though she gets all the opportunities, even been the talentless hack that she is. That's it for today, guys. This was a heavy one for me. Stay safe and stay clear of Rachel Denty. She is the new boogeyman out there. Zillion X out.